Grayson, um, recording a video once again. As you can see, same t-shirt as the previous two. I'm at work today and have a chance, I have a break between calls and things to go ahead and record another video. And in this one, as you know, may know, it's my birthday, my 23rd birthday. It's about noon, so I've been up for a few hours now. And I wanted to record a video to talk a little bit about birthdays and what in my mind are the two things to do for your birthday and the two reasons that birthdays matter. So it's two-faceted. Your birthdays matter for two reasons. One, they matter to those around you who value the fact that you're alive, whether that be your family or your friends who appreciate you. And number two, it matters to yourself. Celebrate yourself that you're alive, celebrate how far you've come, and evaluate yourself. And it's important to understand that, because as I've gotten older, birthdays certainly don't mean the same thing to me as they once did. Like I said in my video yesterday, whenever you're a kid, oh, you know, you can't wait for your birthday because your friends are coming over, or because you're having cake, or because you got this gift, you know, that you're looking forward to, or, you know, you look forward to all the attention and things. And, you know, that's not the case for most people whenever you get older, at least not for me. So I really had to start spending some time, because your birthday is meant to be special. You know, I would say over these last couple years, it's not really felt the same to me. And of course, it's not going to feel the same for the same reasons. But I mean, rather, like, I used to wake up and have a tingling feeling inside of me. Oh, you know, who's going to text me a happy birthday? All this type of stuff. And that's not the case anymore. But I woke up today and realized that whether it matters to me a whole bunch, you know, that it's my birthday, I need to be in as best of a mood as possible and be as energetic and excited as possible, because while it may not matter to me, it matters to other people. And now I understand this isn't the case for everybody, but just screw this up. I have family and I have friends that I met through work, and you know, people who are older than me, and my own friends who I woke up today and I was like, oh, you know, just any other day, get up, go take a shower, brush my teeth, whatever. But I'm getting texts from people I don't hear from, you know, unless it's my birthday. And so that alone showed me, it's like, you know, there are people who they care enough about you to wish you a happy birthday, because birthdays do mean something to some people, and they don't necessarily know what it means to me, but they still cared enough to send me a message. And there's plenty of people I know who won't message me at all. So I went and had breakfast with my mom today, and she was just smiling from ear to ear the whole time. And that's a perfectly good example of the fact that, you know, it may not matter to me, but it makes my mom happy that her son's older, that she has a son. Going out to dinner with my family today, and, you know, my mom, when we go for breakfast, she's like, oh, you know, she tells the waitress, oh, by the way, it's his birthday. And it's like, I've never been somebody who's really liked, you know, the attention and things like that when we go out. Actually, in fact, I don't feel like a lot of people do. I've messed with plenty of my friends and stuff by going to the bathroom during random meals and telling someone, hey, by the way, it's my buddy's birthday, just because we want to embarrass them. But it's like, there was a time in my life where I would have been irritated by that. Mom, come on, you're embarrassing me. I don't want anybody to know it's my birthday. But today I just kind of like smiled about it. And I was like, you know, this is a day where my mom is so happy that it's my birthday that she's going and she's telling random, you know, people at the restaurant. And it's just like, that's one reason. That's one reason why your birthday, you know, can matter. I don't want to say should matter to you, because I'm not here to tell anybody how to live their life. I'm only here to share my own experiences, my own opinion. But that's one reason that your birthday should matter. I know that's one example, but and like I said, unfortunately, I understand that people in certain circumstances, they don't have anybody who wishes them a happy birthday. They don't have anybody who takes them out for a meal, and that makes me sad. But, you know, for the people who do have somebody in their life who cares about them enough, whether it's a spouse, girlfriend, or something. Um, you know, it's just the fact of the matter that I feel as if you get older, other people are more excited about it than you are. And the second facet of this I was going to talk about is yourself. Your birthday should matter to you, but for a different reason. Not, oh, I'm happy and, I can't wait for gifts and things. It should matter because what I did last night in my video and what I've been doing today and what I recommend everybody to do is use your birthday as a time to be happy about where you are, even if it's not where you want to be. You could not be alive. I could have gotten into an accident where I'm missing an eyeball. I could have lost hands. I woke up today entirely healthy. And even though I'm in a situation that I do not want to be in, it's something for me to look at and just understand that I still have a chance to change. And as long as you are alive and breathing, you have a chance to change your circumstances, a chance to change, who you are. And, with it being my birthday, I spent some time reflecting on being 22. And, the old Chinese proverb, I believe it's Chinese, the best time to plant a tree was yesterday, the next best time to plant it is today. Use some time on your birthday to reflect on the previous year, what lessons you learned, what made you happy, what made you upset, and live your life accordingly to those lessons and never look back. I have a friend of mine who has been struggling for these last couple months with thinking about times when we were younger, high school, middle school and stuff. And he's 21 now, 22 actually. Just thinking about, how this sucks. We're never going to be able to go back to that time in our life. And it's just like, yeah, of course anyone's going to be sad, when you look back and you're not a kid anymore, you're not in high school anymore, all these things, because those were special memories to you. But, it's also important to look at those things and appreciate them for what they were and move forward from them. And I try and tell him this all the time, if you are so fixated on this one period of time in your life to where you're 22 now, but you're not even in the moment of being 22 because you miss being 15, you miss being 16, and all you do is focus on how you miss that one area of your life, you're going to end up being 50, 60, 70 years old, still thinking about how you miss being 16 instead of missing being 22. So, the reason I say that is because I understand that there's a special time in everybody's heart that they hold dear to them, of their life, but you should try and live every single day, every single week, every single month to try and create those special times going forward, because the only reason those times were more special than what you believe you're living through right now is because you were living in the moment whenever that was happening, and you weren't thinking about the past, and you weren't thinking about the future and all that type of stuff, which you may have been optimistically thinking about the future. But it's just like, spend some time to reflect on the last year of your life and leave it at that. There's a lot of mistakes that I've made over the last year that have put me in a bad position going into being 23. But am I going to live every single day upset about how I miss being younger than this because I didn't have to deal with the repercussions of my own actions? No. And you have to love yourself, and you can't beat yourself up about this stuff. So reflect on the last year, the good times, the bad times, and what are you going to do in this next year so that whenever I turn 24, I'm going to look back on 23, hopefully with lessons, but hopefully because of less bad things in my life. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about this. I understand that everybody deals with their birthdays and getting older differently. And of course, it's a little bit depressing. You get older, you're getting one step closer to, you know, getting older. I don't want to be too morbid in this, but, you know, different people handle it differently. And, you know, you can be a little bit sad reflecting on the past, but just make sure that you don't do it to an unhealthy extent. Try and appreciate the fact that you're here and that you have the ability to celebrate whatever year, you know, you're turning, because there's plenty of people who weren't able to. So number one, be happy, be present, be energetic for those in your life who care about the fact that it's your birthday and want to celebrate you, who appreciate you, love you, and care enough about you to treat this as a special day, even if you don't believe it is. And number two, be happy with who you are. And if you're not happy with who you are, be happy with what you've been through to lead you to the point of this unhappiness and to the point where you want to pivot and change. Because if you didn't have the experiences you did and you were fine with being a piece of shit for the rest of your life, you wouldn't have the urge to change. And I certainly do. So number two, reflect on the last year, take the lessons from it, but shove it off to the side and never look back, because today's a new day and you have a whole other year ahead of you, God willing, to live a new life, a better life, and learn from the mistakes you did. So yeah, this is Grayson recording a video, like I said, about birthdays and, you know, why they are important to me and how my mindset has kind of changed over the last couple years. I'm going to try and continue to do these videos, hold myself accountable, and also speak to somebody, you know, look back on it in the future on myself, or if it's able to touch anybody, you know, just trying my best to share my story out here. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Have a great day.